Cities across the United States are taking up resolutions to try to force the Republican-controlled Congress to investigate Donald Trump and just perhaps proceed with impeachment hearings. Cities like Cambridge, Massachusetts, Alameda, California, Berkeley, California, Richmond, California, they have all taken up these resolutions to tell Congress that you cannot continue to sit idly by as our president continues to violate the Emoluments Clause in the United States Constitution. And what that specific clause says is that a sitting president or politician cannot take money from a federal or state government or a foreign entity and use it at their own businesses to line their own pockets. And if there is one thing that Donald Trump has been successful at since he's been inaugurated, it's taking money from the federal taxpayers, paying it to his own businesses that he then gets the profits from. At this point, we're in April. We still do not have a firm confirmation that Donald Trump has created a blind trust. We do not know if he knows where his money is. We never got his tax returns, so we don't know what investments he has. We know obviously the Trump branded properties. We know Mar-a-Lago. We know the other golf courses. We know Trump Hotel in D.C. and Trump Tower in New York City, but we don't know what else. We do know at one point he had interest in the Dakota Access Pipeline. He had a financial stake in it. We don't know if it's officially gone or not, but he signed that. All of these are instances of direct violations of the Emoluments Clause. The security detail living in New York City at Trump Tower protecting Melania and Barron Trump, that's our money. That's taxpayer money being spent on this, given to Trump Tower so that these people can stay there. We've spent $17,000 just for the Secret Service to rent golf carts at Trump-owned properties. Trump gets the profits from that. And that's what these cities are trying to tell Congress. He is getting rich off of this office and you're doing nothing. You know, the investigation could probably take less than a week at this point because the evidence is overwhelming at this point. But as Rand Paul said, and I swear to God I'm going to repeat this every day until 2020, it doesn't make sense for Republicans to investigate Republicans. That's what Senator Rand Paul told us. So is it likely that we'll get anything out of this Republican Congress? No. Unless the chorus of voices throughout this United States gets so loud that they can't ignore it. That is what we can do. We can talk about it. We can sign on to these resolutions. We can make it happen. We've seen how well they respond to public pressure. The death of the AHCA is proof of that. We can do it with this. But if Republicans still refuse, don't worry. 2018 is just around the corner, and we can remake Congress. We can completely shift the balance of power in there and finally get some people in office that will take seriously Donald Trump's violations of the U.S. Constitution. Because if we're going to continue having to live with Republicans who won't investigate, the easiest solution is to replace them with Democrats. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you've done all those things, please check out all the videos below. Stay up to date with everything we do here at Ring of Fire.